For the past 26 years, Mary Rutan Foundation has recognized and honored deserving individuals or groups that have made substantial contributions to the health and well-being of our community, while placing service to humanity ahead of personal gain or recognition. This evening, we recognize an individual who is selfless, who volunteers many hours of her time, talent, and caring heart to assist fellow community members that have been touched by traumatic brain injuries, known as TBI. In February of 1989, Becky Weber's life and the lives of her family members were turned upside down when her daughter Julie was struck by a distracted driver while standing at a crosswalk at the Ohio State University, waiting to cross the street. As a result of the accident, Julie was diagnosed with a traumatic brain injury and was hospitalized for several months, followed by extensive rehabilitation for a long period of time. This is when the Weber family learned what a devastating effect and impact having a traumatic brain injury has on the entire family. Over the next several years, the family maneuvered their way through hospital stays, numerous doctor and rehabilitation appointments, and continued to look for support for their daughter and their family. Frustrated with the fact that the general public does not understand the effects of brain trauma, coupled with the lack of support available statewide and locally for families, Mrs. Weber and her daughter began to work closely with the coordinator of the Brain Injury Association of Ohio. They attended numerous workshops and summits to arm themselves with the appropriate tools and resources to begin a brain injury support group in Logan County. In January of 2009, through the persistence, commitment, and determination of Mrs. Weber, the first meeting of the Brain Injury Support Group of Logan County was held at Mary Rutan Hospital. The support group continues today with some 40 members because of the many hours and personal resources provided by Mrs. Weber. The mission statement, which was created by Mrs. Weber and members of the support group, is to educate, inform, support, and encourage while creating awareness and acceptance. Certainly, Mrs. Weber leads the charge in fulfilling the mission of the group through the organization and facilitation of the monthly meetings, from lining up speakers and programs pertinent to topics and concerns of the group, to the personal support and encouragement that she provides to each member and their loved ones. But Mrs. Weber's efforts reach out into the community as well, through speaking at local high schools about the dangers of texting and driving, setting up a station at the bike safety rodeo to emphasize the importance of wearing a helmet, distributing brochures about the support group to doctors' offices and counseling therapy offices, and holding a golf outing and bake sales to raise money to support group needs. Beyond all this, Mrs. Weber uses her own personal funds to help those in need of food or helmets or other necessities. What a blessing she is to those who need help and support. Perhaps the most appropriate way to express the impact that Mrs. Weber has had on the lives of others is to share some of the comments provided by members of her support group. One said, "Becky Weber is one of the most loving, caring people I know. I started attending the meetings a couple of years after my accident, and I've come a long way since then. Being positive, which she instills in us, has helped in so many ways. She is so deserving of this award. To be honest, I do not know how I would be doing if it weren't for Becky. Becky, thank you from the bottom of my heart for what you have done for me and are doing for others." Another said, "I was delighted to hear that Becky was being honored for her role with Traumatic Brain Injury Support Group. Becky has been instrumental in making the support group such a success with her kind, compassionate heart and her ability to make everyone feel welcome and a part. My personal benefit has been from the caregiver support. It is through this group that my husband really came to understand brain injuries and my limitations. He had been schooled on all that when I was in rehab, but it really didn't hit home till he heard stories from other caregivers. I personally cannot say enough good about Becky and the personal touch she has added to this group. She calls each member each month to remind them of the meeting. She recognizes birthdays, marriages, births, sends cards to those that are ill, and calls to check on people. We are all told that we could be replaced. However, in this case, I'm not so sure. This award couldn't be going to a better person. Another member stated, when my husband had his traumatic brain injury, we had been married just 2 years. We were still learning about each other, and now I was married to a stranger. Through Becky's support and outreach, we both are learning to live our new lives with the support of others with the same or similar situation. Now my husband doesn't feel alone, that he is the only one with TBI. Because of Becky's group, my husband has even learned to golf, which has boosted his morale considerably. Our lives are more positive these days since we joined Becky's traumatic brain injury support group. She has given us ways to have a more fulfilling life with our new differences. Thank you, Becky, for facilitating our growing group and for giving us a better life because of your hard and committed work. Please join me in recognizing Becky Weber, the 2017 Meritorious Service Award recipient, for her many selfless acts and contributions to the health and wellness of our community. This is a token of our appreciation for all that you have done. All yours. This is rare for me.
I'm overwhelmed and honored to be recognized by the Mary Rutan Foundation as the 2017 Meritorious Award recipient. Thank you to Mary Rutan Foundation, Debbie Ellis for submitting my name for the award, to the nominating committee for selecting me. I will cherish and share this occasion with the members of my group. This nomination will bring more attention of brain injury awareness to Logan County. I would like to recognize my daughter Julie, her husband Andy, and son Ben, along with my son John, his wife Kim, and their children Elizabeth and Jack, and to my dear supportive husband Nate.